Hello everyone, how's it going? So I've been in Halo Campaign Evolve about 4 times, one of them on Legendary, and I really wanted to take my time when it came to this game because Halo is one of my favorite franchises of all time. It's what got me into Xbox and actually made me switch teams from PlayStation to Xbox. Don't get me wrong, I did play PlayStation 2 and 3 and 4 and all of the consoles, but I really was primarily Xbox until the infamous Xbox One fiasco. Then I went to PlayStation, and now they have the digital. It's just like hell right now. But when it comes to Halo, this is a legendary franchise and a legendary game. It made Xbox what it is. If it wasn't for Halo, let's face it, Xbox would not exist. And in fact, this was such a legendary first-person shooter that it affected games until the modern age. Like, the concepts that you see in Halo Campaign Evolve are still present within a lot of games to this day. So this is a very profound franchise and a very serious game to remake. So you would expect that they would take every single thing in this game to ensure that it would be an idealized experience. Now, if you were to play this game as just a generic first-person shooter, a sci-fi experience, you'll have a good time. The shooting is strong, and everything about this game is still wonderful, except for the bonus missions, but I'll get into that later. But for the most part, the game is serviceable, and that's mostly due because of Bungie's level design and immaculate gameplay systems. Like, yes, the shooting is strong here and they still have to put in work, and as far as I remember, this is a hybrid between Unreal Engine and Halo Reach, so that's why the elites look like copy and paste from Halo Reach, and especially when their size and the way they walk. But yeah, if you were to play this game as just a first-person shooter, yeah, you'll have a good time. It's enjoyable. For some reason, it doesn't have matchmaking co-op, despite having no competitive multiplayer options, which is very strange considering that freaking Halo Reach had matchmaking co-op, but quality has gone down in modern gaming, so as technical quality, because this game is a mess in terms of stability. The cutscenes, while gorgeous, literally can drop down to 15 frames per second randomly. Even though I didn't experience any crashing, I experienced sound tearing. The flood enemies would literally disappear if you used a shotgun. Their bodies just vanish like the enemies from Final Fantasy VII after you beat them. Whereas there you get a red flash. They just literally disappear into the ether. So this game is literally like poor when it comes to technical quality, and considering you're called Halo Studios now from 343, you would assume that this would never happen. I don't know if this game was rushed out or they just didn't put the effort into it, but like at this point it's really staggering that for some reason indie games put more respect into the technical quality and stability of their games as opposed to AAA big multi-billion dollar company funded titles. Like yeah, but in terms of just the overall experience, you'll have fun with this game for what it delivers. Now, the cutscenes look wonderful, but the voice acting is hit and miss. Even though they got a large portion of the main voice actors, Cortana's voice actor, even though it is the original voice actor, is off. Like, it's almost like they decide for her to be more cold and heartless. Like, let's face it, Cortana was always like she was always a sarcastic genius. She did care, but she always had that aloof attitude to her that she was just better than everyone, which is fair. Like, she's one of the most advanced AIs ever existed. She was cloned after Dr. Halsey, one of the most intelligent humans to ever exist in history. So there you can understand where her cockiness came from, but at the same time it's just like very staggering of the way she delivered the lines. Like, I don't know if 343 decided to change some really pivotal lines in this game, but like, for example, when you go into Truth and Reconciliation, when you get up into the flight bay of the ship, she will literally say something on the line of, I would like to see you, Marine, crack this door's security code. She says it in a very cold, condescending tone, but she says it in a mute tone, not to tell the Marine directly to his face in order to keep his morale up, because this is likely going to be his last day on Earth. Like, most of the Marines die here as a result of invading a Covenant ship, a very strong, well-guarded Covenant ship. But in here, she speaks very out loud, and it's just like she would never do that, because even though she acts cold, she does care about humans. She does care about the people that she's fighting alongside. See that with Captain Keyes later on, where when you find his body, Master Chief is very perturbed. He's wondering how he could save him because he's become a proto-grave mine. For those who don't know, basically the Flood, they act like animals, and they tried to gather as much bodies as possible to create a grave mine. which will allow them to gain a central intelligence and accumulate all that knowledge. Until then, they're just like mindless animals, and they choose the smartest person they can find. So it would either be Commander Keyes, which we saw, or it's Captain Keyes, or it would be the Arbiter, which they never catch. But yeah. And the reason for this scene was really jarring is the fact in the original she's horrified that he's become one of them. And then in this one, she's like, it's not him anymore. You know what he would want us to do. Like, she's talking down John. Like, the thing is, he's a Spartan. He's always in control of his situation. He's not emotional. He understands this is a mission. He needs to do things by the book and get it done. So he's always aware what he needs to be doing. He's not going to scuttle the mission or do anything that can sacrifice it. So the way that Cortana is speaking to him is just very jarring. And the way Master Chief, like, I understand the way Master Chief is talking, but at the same time, the original scene where he looks at Captain Keyes, shakes his head, and then punches through his skull in order to get his implant so they can detonate the Pillar of Autumn. Like, that was a pivotal scene because even though he was very connected to Captain Keyes and respected him greatly, he put him out of his misery because he had to break his entire skull, get the neural device so Cortana could get the launch codes. But in this one, he takes it out and then drops it by Cortana and she scans it, which makes more sense than the original scene because he jams it into his head, so you're technically infected. That always annoyed me, but in this one, he should have punched through his skull because Master Chief would be giving him a merciful death. That's what Keyes would have wanted. So the fact he kept him alive, because you can see he's still alive, he should smash his skull in. But yeah. There are some lines that I think they did justice. They added the lines from the Anniversary Collection where Captain Keyes is fighting against the Flood Control, which I think was a nice touch to show how much resilience he had. By the way, those cutscenes are not in this game, so that kind of sucks, but yeah, it does have some good points. There are some cutscenes that I think they should have added, and it was a missed opportunity. For example, when you get into the library, Staff Sergeant Marvin, for those who don't know, he was the first Reclaimer that 343 recruited in order to get the Index. And without any Spartan training, armor, any of that stuff, just human-based weapons, he got to the bottom of the library until eventually the Flood got him, and they eviscerated his body so profoundly that there was nothing left. And Master Chief in the novelization, after being pushed to his absolute limits, finds his body, his dog tags, and he's like, I wish I had known you, Sergeant, because you were one tough son of a bitch. In fact, I think that if he was made a Spartan, that the Covenant War would have been ended so much easier. But yeah, he was an ultimate badass, and they didn't add that cutscene. That would have been an incredible tribute to the original material. In fact, they fuck it up. And the way they fuck it up is that you find his body on the top floors. Like, you go into this hidden area, and he's just there. And I'm just like, he's supposed to be at the bottom by the Index, and you see this throughout the game, this level of just, I don't want to say disrespect, but it's just like a lack of just knowledge about the Halo franchise. Like, you go into the Forerunner structures and they have this overly detailed crap everywhere. This is something that people have always complained about, and rightfully so. The whole point of the Forerunner technology is that it was so alien, so new to everything, that it just looked very just uneasy. Like, the idea that it was just clean and pristine and just something that humans would never make. Like, when you look at it now, it literally looks like something that you would find in a human settlement, like a highly advanced city. But in terms of like Forerunner, it's really odd. Like, they still went down this route, and I don't know why they kept doing it. So it just really robs of the sensation of what it means to be Forerunner and being on this alien planet. Like, they took out this cutscene when Master Chief is interacting with the panel for the light bridge during the second mission when you're on Halo. And it's just like, that was a profound scene. At first, as a kid, I never really thought anything about it, but now when you think of it as an adult, literally Master Chief is on this world for the first time, and for some reason, this technology is reacting to his suit. Like, she constantly spills out this information that's supposed to be there for you to notice. Like how when you're going through the control room section, that you see that the area is being light up, like the arrows and everything, it's responding to your suit, and Cortana is the one who tells you this stuff. And then there's another situation where she literally announces where the invisible enemies are. She's like, when you get into the Covenant ship, she's like, Stealth Elite, watch your radar. which was supposed to be a very scary moment where if you're not listening and paying attention, this elite comes out and starts killing your allies one at a time. That's the thing, the elites kill your allies first, they don't go after you. So when you look around, you say, what happened to my allies? Why are they dying? They take away all that tension, that horror that's supposed to come from fighting these aliens. And speaking of your allies, they're stupid and they suck. I don't understand why it's so hard to create good ally AI. Just make them formidable. Even in Halo Infinite, your allies were able to hold their own. They weren't strong enough to take down an entire Covenant fleet, but they were strong enough that they could at least fight back. If 2 or 3 of them were to fight an elite, they would win. You could give them powerful weapons, they would pick up weapons that were more powerful. Same thing for the Covenant. They would literally charge your position, they would pick up more significantly powerful weapons. None of that is here. And I think it's because it's a combination of the Halo Reach engine and the Unreal engine. So that's why all the elites look like Halo Reach copy and paste. So maybe it's not in their coding to pick up new weapons. It's just like when you play Halo Infinite and you go here, it definitely feels backwards. And I just wish that the ally AI just operated with some sort of self-preservation. They will run into grenades, they won't jump out of the way, they'll often charge sword elites. It's just you guys couldn't take the effort to just make them somewhat competent. Another thing that really annoyed me was immortal characters like Johnson, when they die, they just teleport back into the battlefield with the 3 golden rings, like when Guilty Spark would teleport across Halo. I was just like, are you kidding me? You guys literally couldn't change the value so he's immortal? Is it because it would make, your allies already suck, so why can't he just be immortal? Why does he just appear again? He's a freaking character. It breaks the immersion, so it just breaks everything. And when it comes to enemies, even though I like the enemy design, I think the character models look fantastic, especially the Flood. I think the presentation is well done. As you see the Flood slowly take over the rings, it's just show how much of a violent threat they are. The biggest issue I have is when you finally get into a situation where you're fighting Flood and humans, and this really irks the hell out of me because this was a major problem in the original Combat Evolved. Like I said, there were things that they could have changed here to make it better. And what they changed here is that the enemies still all just immediately attack you the second they see you. Flood and Covenant, the second they see you, they just have this truce and they just go all after you. It doesn't feel like a 3-way battle. Why would the Covenant be attacking you if you're just running by? Wouldn't they be more focused on the Flood that's right in front of them? But for some reason then also the Flood, while they're staring directly at a Covenant soldier, just turn around and start shooting you? It just really boggles my mind. This was an issue in the original Halo and they still couldn't fix this here? They couldn't make it hey, lower the cone of vision for the enemies when they see you as opposed to the Covenant? Something maybe a aggression meter? I know I'm just trying to explain it in a way that maybe it could have worked in a better way than just hey, there's Master Chief, let's have a truce and we all attack you at once. Why? This is supposed to be a 3-way battle. Make it believable. It's unbelievable that the Flood would literally turn around and attack you when a Covenant elite is right in front of them. So yeah. There is that. Now, I want to pepper in with some things I do like. I do like that certain level changes have been added. For example, inside the Covenant ship, they added more corridors and intermediate rooms where there's not just hallway after hallway. There are actually different rooms within the base. Another thing that I really liked is how they changed the library in terms of gameplay. Yeah, it lost a lot of its alien factors, but for the most part, it is a lot more manageable. The legendary on the library is infamous. A lot of people hate the library, I do too, but in terms of presentation, that one is superior, but in terms of gameplay, this is better. It doesn't have the same aesthetic of being this giant mausoleum of millions of years worth of information, but this one just feels like a generic alien, not even generic alien, it just feels like another structure you would go in for Forerunner. It's hard to explain, but it's really boring. And it's also here where you fight the Combat Pure Form, which shouldn't be in a way, because Combat Pure Forms only exist once you have a grave mine and you've accumulated so many resources from the surrounding environment that you no longer need bodies, that you have so much biomass that you literally could create artificial bodies by just stitching together bone and sinew into this very deadly creature. So the only explanation I can think of is the reason that this thing exists is because of the Halo 3 map cold storage, where they kept pure forms in cold containers and they broke out and they started attacking everything. But if that's the case, there should be very few of these things. Like, there's so many that it becomes comical. Like, they just added to the enemy pool. Like, there should be maybe 5 or 6 of them, I think, throughout the game. So adding too many was just, like, they're not that formidable. They are powerful. They're basically hunters, but for the Flood, they spew infection forms, which are far more deadly in this game because they take a lot more bullets. But yeah, I also didn't like the exploders, the way they operate, because before, if you caused them to explode, they would damage everything around them. But nowadays, it just feels like they don't do that. Like, the combat forms don't explode in the same way. That causes a chain effect to show how unstable they are. But yeah, I do like the fact they did add weak points to the Flood, similar to Halo 3. So if you aim for the Flood infection form, it's a one-shot kill, which I think is a really cool detail because it shows that, hey, this is just the body that's puppeted. The real thing, it's the infection form that's just coming out of its chest, which is very cool. Like, the character models look really good with the Flood, but they also disappear. Like, when you kill an enemy from Final Fantasy VII, the original game, where they just, like, vanish. Like, if you use the shotgun, which sucks now, because for some reason the shotgun lost all the range from the original Combat Evolved, which really sucks. The assault rifle has been boosted. In fact, a lot of the weapons outside from the shotgun are dangerously powerful, especially the plasma pistol. Like, the plasma pistol is now goated. Like, it's insanely powerful. The assault rifle, oh my god. Like, they made that incredibly powerful. I love it. Like, I don't get me wrong, I love it. Like, the assault rifle has been the joke for a long time, but now in this game, it's no longer a joke. That thing is powerful, but the shotgun sucks. Like, it lacks the range, and for some reason, Master Chief corks the gun, even though it has bullets in it. Like, I don't get it. Like, it's supposed to only cork the gun when you reload the gun from 0 to full, to show that you're cocking a bullet into the chamber, but for some reason he does that, even though there's ammo in the gun. I don't get it. I do like how the assault rifle ejects its clip, like it's automatic, like it's automatically just pushing out and you plug in a new one. The Magnum is a little weaker than the original. Like, it's still pretty damn powerful, but it doesn't have the same sound power. Like, if that makes sense. Like, the sound effect doesn't give it the justification. The plasma turrets sound like crap. Like, I don't know, it's like pew, 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 pew. Like, literally, that's what it sounds like. Same thing for the Banshees and all that. They did add hijacking, which I think was a great idea, because it makes things a lot more easier to deal with, especially in Assault of the Control Room, where you can just hijack the raid. So, I'm all for the hijacking. I know a lot of people hate the Warthog, that how you just teleport between the seats. I honestly don't care. Like, yeah, it sucks that it's not like with Halo 5 Guardians where you jump between them, but I don't know, I barely use the Warthogs in this game. Like, it seems like an unnecessary thing, because running and since I played it solo, I just drove the Warthog, but I can see where people would get annoyed by that. But it does seem like they cut a lot of corners when it came to this game. But overall, I should mention, like, I did like the finale of the game. Like, I like how they added more diversity in terms of the structure of the Pillar of Autumn, where you drive through it. I like the idea that you walk through the armory instead of just finding it randomly. What else did I like? I mean, there isn't a lot that I really truly like. Like, I think it's a serviceable game when it delivers on everything, but the bonus missions is where it highlights that you have to remember this is 343 and not the original staff at Bungie who made this Halo game, because it really, really sucks. So the second you get into this mission, you're supposed to the primary goal of this mission is to find the map and data for High Charity. And so when you hop into the ship, first, it's just the way that it looks. Like, the overuse of purple. Like, yeah, Covenant have used purple as their crown-defining characteristic, but it's hard to explain. Like, the way they use the purple in this stage as opposed to the core game, it's just like, it's different. It's like you're staring at an original portrait and a replica. And the replica, there's just something off about it that you can't put. And that's how I see the ship. Like, there's just something about it that's really off. But then you get introduced to the battle rifle, and I don't understand how you fuck this up so much. Like, this is the worst battle rifle I've ever experienced. It's floaty. It doesn't feel beefy. It's like, it's just true garbage. Like Halo 2 had a good battle rifle. Halo Reach had a great DMR. It's just like, how do you fuck up the battle rifle? Like everything else works really well, but this? How? It's terrible. There's no conceivable reason of why this should be so bad. But when you play through the missions, it's literally like clear one room, move on to the next, clear the next room, move on to the next, and you just do that, repeat them. It's just that over and over again. Sergeant Johnson and Master Chief take a back burner for this new character called Lieutenant Williams, and she sucks. She is pretentious. She is aggravating. She's obnoxious. Like, I get that she hates Spartans, like ODSTs and Spartans hate each other because of a lot of reasons. I won't get into it. There are a lot of Halo videos to get into it. Let's just say their anger isn't fully justified, but it is understandable of why they hate each other. But this entire time, she just acts like the most narcissistic person you can imagine. Like, she constantly speaks down to Master Chief like he's a Spartan. I'm like, you are literally on a Covenant ship. You are being hunted for sport, which also makes no sense because Covenant do not take prisoners. The only time they take prisoners is for commanded officers. Like, they take that for food. Like, believe it or not, they do eat humans. Brutes, jackals, and grunts eat humans. Elites don't eat humans because they see that as heresy for their personal beliefs. Like, not heresy in the sense of the prophets telling them. They see them as respectable warriors, and since they're sentient, elites see it as incredibly disgraceful to eat humans. But brutes, jackals, and grunts eat humans. So they're either being taken capture for food, or they're being taken captured because they have valuable information like with Commander Keyes, Miranda, Johnson. So there's really little reason they would capture them for just hunting them. Like, it makes no sense. Like, for experiments, it would have made sense. Like, if the minister, that's the whole point of this mission, is like they're experimenting on their soldiers, which makes no sense because the jackals and the elites in particular would have hated that. In fact, they would have caused a civil war against that, seeing that the elites do not like that. They don't like being being experimented on. And the grunts literally had the grunt rebellion. They literally went on an all-out war against the Covenant because their eggs were being destroyed, and the only reason they stopped was because the Arbiter at the time glassed their planet. But even then, they earned his respect. So before then, they weren't even given armor or weapons to walk onto the front line and just be cannon fodder. That's when the Arbiters started giving them weapons and armor. They gained the respect for being warriors. So the grunts and elites would never go through with this, seeing that they're being experimented on. Like, you see these giant test chambers of Shangili, like, they would be incredibly angry about that and probably go on a rampage. But they're okay with this? Like, there's this really bizarre scene where they're lined up like action figures, and the minister is just like, yeah, these are our soldiers, and they fight alongside us. They treat them like, it's just like, I don't know who made this scene, but it's complete garbage. But the big experiment that they constructed, and I swear to God, this is the dumbest thing possible, if you can believe that, is that they put a device on the brutes that make them go on a rampage. And the thing is that when they go on a rampage, they kill all their allies. Why would you want this? Like, first off, the brutes are one of the most loyal soldiers to the Covenant and the Prophets. Two, they already have a berserker state. Like, that's the first thing we see in Halo 2. They have a berserker state where they literally throw their weapons on the side, charge forward towards their opponent, and basically beat him to the ground. So this entire experiment is just, you just gave them an extra step to go into the berserker state that also helps us if we shoot them. You see what I mean? It's stupid. And on top of everything, there are human weapons everywhere. Like, it makes sense in the hunting ground while they have human weapons, even though taking prisoners also makes no sense to me. But at least it makes sense in that context. Like, they want them to fight back, so they're actually a challenge. But in this case, you find human weapons inside the central chambers of these Covenant soldiers, and you're just like, why? They actually they hate human weapons. Like, one of the biggest things is they see them as primitive, that they use ballistics, and they see that as, like, just insulting. The only time they would use that is, like, for example, for the soldier that betrayed Captain Keyes, they used their human weapons to execute her. I believe it was her, but yeah, it was shown as a grave insult because she betrayed her commanding officer, which is a huge dishonor. Like, the elites respected humans even though they were supposed to kill them all. But yeah, they're just hunting them down for some reason. Like, and then you find this narcissistic lieutenant who constantly speaks down to Master Chief, and eventually you don't even get to kill this person. Like, they're doing the stuff that the elites and grunts in particular would hate what this minister is doing. But on top of it, this narcissistic person, this is what really killed the entire DLC for me, is that when you get to the end, she is posing with the bodies of fallen Covenant soldiers. Like, she dragged all these bodies together, put them together, and is sitting on them like they're a throne, like they're posing for a picture, like a trophy hunter. And I'm just thinking to myself, Master Chief and Sergeant Johnson would have hated this. First off, you're not in formation. You're literally on a Covenant ship, so you should be covering the exits and entrances at all times. Two, this is incredibly disrespectful. Like, the whole idea, this proves the prophet true, that you guys are just horrible monsters. Like, this is something you would expect from the brutes to do. And even then, they taking all that time to drag these bodies together, to sit on it like a throne. Master Chief in particular would, like, lore accurate Master Chief would hate this. Like, you are literally posing on the bodies of dead soldiers. Like, I forgot what his name was in Halo Infinite, the brute that you kill, but Master Chief is told by the Pelican pilot that you're protecting, you showed him respect. He was a monster. He said yes, but he was also a soldier, doing what he believed was right, questioning his choices. Master Chief respects soldiers. He respected that brute because what he was doing, he believed was right. He was doing it for his people. Cortana destroyed the brute homeworld. Cortana attacked his people, the Banished. He did it for his people, and even though Master Chief acknowledges that he was a monster who killed a bunch of his Spartans and his friends, he also acknowledges that this is exactly what he would have done for humanity. He would have done the same thing that he did. So there's no reason that Master Chief would in any way be okay with what Lieutenant Williams is doing here. It's insulting, it's disgraceful, it's disgusting, and most importantly, it puts in jeopardy your entire operation, because instead of guarding all the entrances and making sure you are protecting yourself, you're doing this stupid ass photo. It's like, you see, it's just horrible. And at the end of the game, you're supposed to honor this person? This person was a piece of garbage. She spent most of the mission talking down to you. She spent most of the mission just acting like a jackass. And I'm supposed to like this person? No. In fact, it just make me hate her even more, because they changed Sergeant Johnson and Master Chief's personality to accommodate this person. Johnson would never been okay with this. This is another example. Halo 2 with the Scarab, when it was bashing through Numa Basa, one of the soldiers wanted to get out of the area. He's like, this thing is literally unstoppable. And what does Johnson do? He says, are you hurt, Marine? No. Then you're going to aid the Master Chief in driving the tank across the ship so he can take out that thing. Why is that energy not here? Like, Johnson is a soldier first. He understands the critical nature of taking certain points and the danger the Covenant impose. So the fact she's like, I know I'm harping on this, but it just goes against everything Master Chief and Sergeant Johnson believe, even pre-343 games. Like, they would never be okay with this. But yeah, it's just like, the core game is good because it's Bungie. Like the original game, made by developers who cared about what they were making here. This just feels like a Skinwalker, where they just took the blueprint and tried to make it their own, but they don't know how to actually make a good Halo game. And we see that with the bonus missions. We see that with Lieutenant Williams. We see that with the Minister of... I don't even give a fuck what he is. He's like a discount prophet. He literally has hoop earrings. And you see how the Shangili are acting. You see how the Grunts are acting. You see how the fucking Brutes are acting. It's like, dude, the Brutes would be much more violent towards the freaking elites. They would be like, I'm working with these people. They hate each other. Like, the whole, like, even though, yeah. You know what the lore reason of why there are no Brutes in Combat Evolved, other than the fact they didn't create the character models and all that, is because the Arbiter was a racist. He hated Brutes. All the elites hate Brutes. And the Brutes hate them. That's why they were so gleeful to murder them all. It's just like, everyone's racist towards everyone. So it's just like, these guys would not work together in this same capacity to be in experiments. But yeah, I think it's a decent game. I do. But as a remake for Halo, absolutely not. It's just, in a lot of ways, doesn't honor a lot of the game. And even though I said that in my technical flaw video, as I thought about it, as I played it, as I lamented on the experience I played through, you start to see all these little details. It's like the metaphor I used before. It's like looking at an original painting and a replica. Eventually you're going to start to see all the differences of what the original artist wanted to capture as opposed to someone who was just copying it. So that's kind of how I see this. It's a replica painting that misses the point. And if we're going to get Halo 2 and Halo 3, which I'm really worried about, because how many games has 343 had and how many times has they fucked it up? As much as I like Halo Infinite, I know that I'm in the minority there. I really think they did justice when it came to Master Chief's character of his human side, because if you read the books, you see that he has a lot of opinions about everything. In fact, the only reason Sergeant Johnson lived to Halo 3 was because Master Chief refused to give up the information to Oni. Like, Halsey knows about the situation with the Flood and why Sergeant Johnson survived, but she gave it to Master Chief to make the choice of what to do with it. And he chose to save his life. Another thing that I should have mentioned this when later, but I want to mention this. The legendary ending for this game, it's insulting. It fucking sucks. I won't spoil. I want to spoil it, but if you want to watch it on YouTube, if you want to watch my legendary walkthrough on my main channel, you'll see what I mean. It is just, it's so bad. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Halo Combat Evolved. Campaign Evolved. I don't plan to 100% this game. I played it. I had my experience. I just don't see any thrill to go and get all the skulls and complete lasso and all that like I did with the original Halo. I just don't have it. But tell me what you think in the comments below, and I am worried about Halo 2 and Halo 3 remake with this. What they will do to the Arbiter, his personality. There's only one small glimmer of hope I have. If they are remaking Halo 2 and Halo 3, that they will put back cut content. Like, for example, the infamous mission with Cortana, where they will add the Scarab boss fight with the Grave Mine, and you fighting infected arbiters like mini boss fights. If that happens, you know, that's a hope. But we'll see how things go. But that's it for me. I've been talking for over half an hour, but yeah, that's it. Bye.